painting pictures of the brave young faces headed out toward the liberator saving. Nobody asking what they're liberating from, just flags and speeches beating like a drum. I was on the corner with my crew that afternoon. Somebody's radio said the missiles flying soon. Freedom they kept saying like a mantra on repeat, but freedom for who? Though man, the irony's deep. We believed in heroes and maybe we just wanted to. Spring was coming early, sky impossibly blue. Can't forget that day, no, can't forget that day. Thought we knew the story, but truth don't work that way. Can't forget that day, no, can't forget that day. A man's little brother just enlisted in December. 19 years old, thought he'd come back, return a member of something bigger than the block where we grew up. His mom was crying, but she tried to hold it up. We toasted to his courage, to the mission overseas, not knowing all the weight that comes with words like these. Democracy exported in a crate of military steel. Takes years before you understand what's really real. Poets and philosophers were talking on the news, but most of us just watch confused about the views. Can't forget that day, no, can't forget that day. Thought we knew the story, but truth don't work that way. Can't forget that day, no, can't forget that day. 20 years later and we're still unpacking boxes full of questions that we bury with the losses. Hip-hop taught me question everything you see, but that day I was quiet, just turned 23. Young enough to trust, old enough to doubt, but doubt's a luxury when everybody's shouting out. So I write these bars not to preach or pretend I know, just capturing the feeling of that long ago when the world shifted weight and we felt it in our chest, before we knew the cost of every choice, every test. Can't forget that day.